Yes, welcome back to the weekend wrap. Make a day here and Scorpio also day here. So, quick one is just the weekend wrap. These are the three things that I noticed in football world over the weekend that I would like us to discuss on them. So please, as we discuss on them, just find a way to say something, comment about the waiting with the treat now, talk about then how it affects you, whether it touch, whether it now your club or anything, just say something about it. And this is the love of football. Rivalry aside, we need to be do critical analysis in each of these and how it affects our sports today. So first of all, at 35 years, at 35 years, this man has 12 Premier League goals. At 35 years, he has 12 Premier League goals this season. While Ekitike and the Gyökeres are still on 11 in their prime. Sesko still at 8. These are people who are already in their prime, but this man is at his 35 years. This season, he has scored Chelsea 2 goals. He has also scored Liverpool 2 goals, which is the most recent one. We are talking about no other person than Danny Welbeck of Brighton. Wetin you fit talk about his form currently?
Okay, for my own, be see
Yes.
that say he don suit for that Premier League, so he get more experience. So that man no dey gree old, na the truth be that. You go feel like say this guy, you no fit play anything, you no fit do anything. Unexpected, you go see go come from nowhere. You see that he head, I don't know wetin dey there. You know dey use am play. E dey very high. If you check most of the goal he dey score, I think most of them are heading the score pass. So that guy don get experience pass all these players wey dey try mention all this thing. So he don today for that Premier League, experience a lot of things. So he know more about scoring, how to position and all that things for that Premier League. So I think that's the difference between him and all these people you call Iketike, Yokores, Sesko. So most of them just come, they never get that experience for Premier League. So they try gather their set to understand the Premier League more because most of them they are struggle.
Yeah.
Most of them like this, they are struggle. So that's a big difference. And well done, it's Premier League product. It start from beginning, like
Yes.
from small Premier League through Manchester United, Arsenal, through all these places. So they have more experience for them. So that's the difference there.
All right, I will come from another angle because my own is that I will always be critical and say the truth, no matter how it's going to pain anybody. See, experience or not, at 35 years, you are doing this. Haaland came from another league. In his first season, he scored above 30 goals. There are players that have come from a different league. They are doing it. I think we are not giving, we are not praising this guy enough. We are not like trying to acknowledge the fact that he is very productive at this his late age. There are some people who peak in their 30s, some people peak in their even late 20s, and Welbeck is one of them. I think last season he has 13 goals. This season he's already on 12. And every day when you see this player, you feel like, Welbeck, are you 28 or are you 35?
I swear.
If they play like person wey dey 35, so we no actually acknowledge this kind person as e suppose be. How much is Welbeck moving from Man United to Arsenal, from Arsenal to Watford, from Watford to Brighton? All these clubs have been there. I'm not sure that there are many clubs that bought him above 50 million. But every season he'll always turn up, especially now that he's getting old. And we have these young strikers. All of them, no 11 goals. That 11 goals, they have PK added to it, except Ekitike, who has straight 11 goals. So, men, these guys need to step up. You can't tell me that it's my first season in Premier League, so I have every reason not to do it. When you score 36 goals, 40 something goals in Sporting, Sesko scored 14 goals last season in their league. Ekitike the same thing. So Welbeck, na you be that man. Na this kind of striker, even at his 35, a club can still buy him up to 40 million or 50 million, and he will deliver because he don get the experience. He dey do am every season. So tell me what you think in the comment section about Welbeck and the kind of form that he picked up recently, especially this season. Be like say na this season will be his best season in Premier League. The goal that he scored against Chelsea, against this thing Liverpool, man, is not just ordinary goal. Secondly, over the weekend we saw the masterclass of Guardiola, winning over his student Arteta, and yes, it has raised many reactions online. People calling out Arsenal and their bottling football club title, this thing, bottle job, all these things, not being not being good and workable, anything called trophy. But what really happened is what we really want to know. What really happened that day? Because many Arsenal fans have came out to call out Ateta, that this is where you got it wrong, this is where you got it wrong, without forgetting there was a man who was his boss and who is the most successful manager ever lived. Nobody is giving credit to this man. Everyone is forgetting that he did something. So na that thing wey he did that we really want to know. Because that day, on paper, Arsenal won the league. Arsenal won the trophy even before we started the game. But during the game, everything changed. So wetin you think Guardiola as the master did over his student at Arteta?
You know, see something sometimes,
Yeah.
like that's why they say it's always difficult for students to overcome a master.
Yeah.
So it's always difficult like that. Because he learned from the boss. The boss is showing that yes, I'm still the boss.
Yes.
Because if you watch that match, you know that Arsenal did not play anything.
Yes.
Like if you watch Guardiola Arsenal normally on Premier League, you notice that Arsenal, Man City can never play Arsenal that kind of ball. In Premier League
Yes. In
football,
Premier League.
can never play that kind of ball.
Yeah.
But this Arsenal that I know, they have everything. They play the part of football. This thing. But I just surprised that very day they lost. All the player lost. Like they don't even have play at all. That's why we notice all these things. Mostly sometimes it's about experience.
Yes.
Arsenal is not used for trophy. If they will manage to win is by luck because they really use for trophy. So anything they are playing, they may reach that this Premier League with like 6 point difference. Possible they may lose all the three match.
Towards the end.
Yes,
Yeah.
because that's how they normally use. If you notice last season, I think they top almost 50 points
Yeah.
at the
I
end.
think around
At
13
the end, what's happened? They drop. They started drawing another thing before you know Liverpool overtake. That is different between boss and boy.
Yes.
It's going to be difficult to compare the two together. So I think that one using own experience. That's the truth. He using own experience. Because the way he play Arsenal that day, nobody believe it.
Ah.
Arsenal player they no see ball. Like Ovi Cheki just be using ball juggling. Like I don't understand. Is it a training whole match? I don't even understand anymore. Because the team just look so funny that day. Like Arsenal player they just frustrated. They don't know what they are playing. Messi just be tapping ball like 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 10 minutes. They will not touch ball.
Yes.
So that's the experience. Arsenal no use for trophy though. That's the truth.
Man, tell me what you think in the comment section about this particular game and how Guardiola was able to come up with such a masterclass. For me, that thing can be the revelation of the year because no one expected this. But this is my own point. This is where I come in. Whenever someone is being criticized and the fan base will be like, leave it for us, anyhow we win is a win. Just know that their downfall is around the corner. People who know about football came out, called out Arsenal. the way you people are playing is not the way to play football. Does it mean that modern football is ending? And I don't blame Paul Scholes. Paul Scholes said that football won after Arteta and Guardiola won Arteta because we are seeing a beautiful side of football also, winning instead of the ugly part that Arteta usually come up with. And he also did it in the final. So for me, whenever you a match that you're supposed to lose, you draw. A match that you're supposed to win, you draw. And you come out to tell people that if you can't win a match, don't lose. Hmm. Your mentality needs to be questioned. And that is where Ateta comes in. If you can't lose a match, draw. If you can't win, don't lose it. It's a problem. And he came up with such a setup. And the Guardiola knew that this is how he's going to come up. That was why he was able to line those four men. They could not penetrate. People calling out that this player did not start, this one did not start. Even if they started the game, nothing. Those four men will still block the wall. And that was the problem. In second half, they dominated Arsenal from from first to the last minute.
I swear.
They didn't play anything. And in fact, they got frustrated. So you, wey be Arsenal fan, I'm talking to you. You people are the problem. You people have not fixed your problem yet. Arsenal fan base, you are the problem. Now, from quadruple to triple, very soon it will be double. From there, single. Yes. From quadruple to triple, triple to double, from there to single. It's normal story every year. Near success syndrome. So you need to tell yourself the truth. Ateta needs to work on himself. Come up with a plan that is better, not a defensive plan. This is a one game. It's not a Premier League game that we run for 38 matches. This is a one-off game. Come out with your best. Win this trophy and go. But you said no, you want to go with that idea of delay tactics. You did it against Brighton. The coach came out and called you out. You think that you can do it against Guardiola, who is the master? But it's fine. Tell me what you think about the game in the comment section. Number 3. Number 3. 13 games winless streak in Premier League this season. 3 consecutive home losses after going up 1-0. And the 5 consecutive losses in a match after going up 5-0 consecutive. And the worst home record this season, 10. You have lost 10 matches at your home. When you have 18 to play, you have lost 10. So, which means that the remaining 8 is either you have drawn 4 and remaining 4 or something like that. We are talking about Tottenham. Tottenham is on the verge of going to relegation. And it's not going to be, it is going to be the most to be heard in Premier League if it happened this season. Remember, they escaped last season. They finished 17th. Yes, they finished 17th. They escaped. But this season, I don't think that they are going to escape it. So, Tottenham going into relegation after winning Europa League a year before. I don't think something like this have happened in the Premier League before. So it's going to be a generational news, and it's going to vibrate. So what do you think about this performance of Tottenham currently? They are just 1 point above the relegation zone.
Well, my opinion for that match, I think Tottenham, they are struggling. They are really struggling. Apart from, like, I know they have a lot of prime injury, but the way they play, they start season very well. If you watch them, they start season very well. They'll be winning match straight, how many match they be winning then. All the start season, it's difficult to beat them. But I don't really know what's going on. Like, all of a sudden, they started this form. Even though you have injury player, at least you have replacement. You have some player you collect loan, all this thing. You have some player, new player there. At least they can be able to try to do something. Because for me, I'm still thought about relegation this season. But they can't be able to win any match. Because players like this, it's very difficult for them to even think of winning a match. But they are observing a match. But right now the way they kind of playing, they play, they may start scoring their opponent. All of a sudden they'll come back and beat them.
Been there.
I mean, which is not supposed to be. Tottenham is among the top six in Premier League.
Yes.
But I don't know what's going on. Like last season they escaped, they end on 17. Like just a little remain. And we they have like 3 match remain. I think they'll go to relegation last season. But they with Manchester they just struggle with the same thing. But I think Manchester United is present. I think they change.
Yeah.
They improve, they buy some player and all that thing. At least Tottenham also buy player. They buy a lot of player this season. Yes, they buy a lot of player.
They
But I
bought
don't
players.
really, they both play a lot of player, like a lot. They bought almost half of the player complete. Let me just say. What's going on? Xavi Simon, Colomani, all these people, most of them, I say, they have a lot of Kudus are injured.
Kudus, yes, injury.
All these,
Yeah.
most of their star players are injured, I know. But at least the one they have, I think they're supposed to win match.
Indeed.
At least they cannot be able to like 10 match straight. It's not possible. It's not supposed to be so. Even Wesam cannot lose match, lose 10 match straight. Or Bali, it's difficult for them to lose like 10 match straight. I think it's very hard. But I don't really know what's wrong with that Tottenham. I don't know whether it's coach or the player. I don't really know. Because if they bring player for academy, at least they cannot lose 10 match straight. For this Premier League, I think they cannot lose. So I don't really know what's going on with them. So at least they need to work on themselves. If not, relegation is calling the right.
All right. In 2026, Tottenham is the only team in Premier League yet to win a game. In 2026, Tottenham is the only team in Premier League yet to win a game. What caused this shaky performance is what I cannot say. But it's just like when they say that once there is insurgency in a country that lasts beyond 24 hours, just know that government has a hand in it. It's also the same thing applied to Tottenham. Whenever you see this kind of performance from a club, just know that the board are behind it. There is something the board is not fixing. There is something going behind between the players and the board that made them to give him this kind of nonsense and porous performance every day. Every day. So Tottenham no suppose go relegation. They need to be there. Just 2 years after building a mighty stadium, one of the best, and you are going to championship. You are going to host championship game in that stadium. How is it going? How is it going to sound? What will the feeling around their stadium be? So we really need to first of all, I can't just say that the board. I think I will blame the board 60% and also the players. Because when you watch the attitude of the players, they are not playing like people who really want to win the game. 20 minutes, 30 minutes, one goal up. Before 45 minutes, one person will lose his head. You lose your cool. You get a red card. You punish the whole team. 10 against 11. They will play 10 against 11. At the end of the day, they will lose the game. Sure. This is their normal thing. Tomorrow, Romero, who is the captain. Next tomorrow, another centre back. Next tomorrow, midfielder. Tomorrow, then injury is not helping them. But injury is not even a reason because they have many players on the pitch. Sure. You are being paid for this. Come on, turn up, play for your team. That's the only thing you can do. And save them. They have good players, good talent. Xavi Simons, all these players. I think the problem started immediately that Kudus was confirmed to be out. All of them. Because that Kudus was the only one who was doing those crossing. Sometimes he will score those goals. In fact, at the end of the season, if Tottenham should go to relegation, Guardiola will sit down and ask himself, how did Tottenham win me at Etihad Stadium this season? Like, he's going to ask himself this question. How? And then, how was it possible that a Tottenham that everybody has beaten this season?
If you observe, you know Tottenham, they always disturb Manchester. Whether they are relegation
Or not.
or that they may lose like 15 matches, they always disturb Manchester.
At Etihad Stadium, they won Man City there. And at the end of the season, they go to relegation. Guardiola will not forgive himself. So this is what I have to say. The players and the board, they have to share the spare. Sacking managers cannot save them. Highest, the only thing that they can get is draw. If you keep sacking, they have sacked 4 managers this season or 3. Thank you. 4, if I'm not mistaken. And will you sack another person? No. The season is almost coming to an end. 7 matches to go, or 8, or 6 matches to go. You can't keep sacking. So the board and the players, they need to step up. They need to come together and they know what is happening. Use these 6 matches to go and save their season. Because Nottingham Forest, West Ham, all of them want to escape from relegation. And they, believe you me, one of them might escape and draw back Tottenham into the relegation zone, and they may not be able to come out. So please, at this point, if you have reached this extent and you have not liked, watched, subscribed on YouTube, followed us on all social media platforms, please do so. Then tell us what you think in the chat about the recent and the what I noticed in the Premier League over the weekend, from Tottenham to Welbeck, and they also to Guardiola winning Ateta. Let's see for front. Thank you.